attention to something.
You know how people are hyper? I think it's a disorder that has to do with maybe a short attention span where there are people that can't concentrate very well, or maybe like they have like very minute attention span and they're hyperactive. That's the name is the definition.
She picked the time, he picked the place.
People who are those who are sorting it. In fact, for those wastes, even the biogas plants will have a youths who will maintain, who will produce, and you can say it will produce another level of green jobs. But you know, you talk about non-degradable waste, like our tins, our rubbers, plastics, and everything. Those who collect, in fact, you can create a metal scrap industry, a scrap rubber industry, conversion industry. Name it. Is it waste paper? You know, bottles. And you can turn them into several other products, and in each of that level, you can generate millions of jobs. You know, and then reuse this so-called waste. I like to call it so-called because they are actually not waste, that they are resources that we are not able to see resources.
What's to be done? What can be done with waste? Would you therefore say that the business of changing waste to wealth is a creative one?
Definitely, it will be a lucrative one if done properly. Like in some countries where at the point of the waste, there are different containers for the various types of waste. That way it's easier to collect to a collection center. Even the people collect, unfortunately, we dump everything together, which also creates another level of expense in separating them. So yes, waste can be turned into wealth, huge wealth and employment opportunities.
As so-called waste. Can all waste be converted to wealth or be recycled?
Well, I am not competent to talk about nuclear waste, but I can tell you that all other waste, yes, you can convert them, you can recycle them, you can use them, you can, even reduce them. They just can be converted to usable goods and services.
Around, is there a value chain in the waste management system in the country already on ground? And then what are the needed innovative steps that can be taken to turn waste to wealth?
There certainly is. It's just that it's not well developed and recognized, because like you go around the streets, you see young men collecting waste. They gather them, they ship them to somewhere. But if it's done in such a way that they are trained and to sort this waste and then take them to specific depot that will take them to the factories. So it is a lot of chain. And then even after this is done, the products they are produced from, for instance, in the Songhai farms in Benin, nothing is wasted from the plastic papers. They produce planters, they produce crates for eggs, and all kinds of things are created, which is a value chain, because those things go back into the system and provide one level of service or the other for the users.
In the business of changing waste to wealth, if what you're doing is replicated across the country, what do you envision for Nigerian economy?
Let me start from home or Africa. We are told that Rwanda is the cleanest country in Africa. I didn't want to understand that until I discovered that they have 270,000 biogas plants, which means they are headhunting waste. And of course, what do they use it? Electricity, heating, and this kind of thing. When everybody has electricity, many small businesses can thrive. And then people are engaged. People are more comfortable in their homes with light. And a whole range of business activities can be carried on. So if you look at waste from that perspective, I'm talking about biodegradable waste, then you see a lot of changes in the economy, because the bane of many businesses in Nigeria is electricity. It costs a lot, it's not regular, you know, but if you have it done through waste that would have been thrown away, it's a lot of savings for the businesses, and businesses can grow. Most of the post-harvest losses we are talking about, Nigeria has a lot of it. If there is regular electricity, all those will go into improving the economy, because it can be processed to standard and of course exported.
Let's talk about the role of the environment in the development and the quality of lives of the people. Can you speak about that?
Well, okay. Now, environment, according to World Health Organization, environment is the physical, biological, chemical, and every other thing minus a human being. So human being is actually situated in the environment. And the truth is that if the environment is not balanced, if it's not right, human beings feel uncomfortable, and naturally they cannot develop. So
it helps you to know the child that is acting out. We've had instances of a child that does a lot of things at home, but the teachers in school tells you the child just sits in school. So that kind of child, you know, oh, this child is calling for attention and all that. But when it's consistent at home, it's consistent at school. Yeah, then you really need to talk to a doctor. If the first thing you can do is just talk to a general doctor or whoever, and then definitely I'm sure you'll be referred to see a specialist.
So is there a management for this, or is that how it's just going? Is that child just going to grow?
There is a management for it. Most of the management we try to do initially is just some behavioral things, modification management and psychotherapy. The people that really take care of this group of children are skilled at doing that. So when you finish talking to that, number one, the mother herself, because it's not a management that it's not like malaria.
You take a drug and that's...
I have malaria. I'm in the hospital. The doctor diagnosed malaria and gave me anti-malarials and said I should go and take it at home. And I take the drug and I don't have any other thing to do. And I'm well. It's something that is an overtime process. So the parents themselves have to buy into whatever. Because whatever they are being told to do from the behavioral therapist and all that they are going to do, or from the developmental pediatricians that will be seeing, that they are going to do, or the learning specialists and all that, they are going to have to be replicating such at home. So the mothers must actually have a knowledge of what they are doing. They must be ready to learn. They must be ready to read and know about that issue, because that is going to help them better manage the children well. They are going to have to talk to the teachers in school. So you have some that what you just tell the teachers is a sign between them and the child, that once they do this, child picks, and when he's about doing something, he just realizes it and stays still. It doesn't mean in the next 5 minutes
he's not going to try it again.
Another thing. But at least that modifies it. We also advise parents to see what triggers it. There are some that will be calm sometimes of the day, and then there are times it will be very, very hyperactive. So around those times, what are the things that happen? So it may be for some children, maybe when they are hungry or when they are this thing, they do more things. And all that. So you want to be sure that all those things that makes it worse, you are taking care of it. But so if it is confirmed that it's ADHD, then they will take all those this thing. The anxiety disorders too is still some form of behavioral therapy, learning therapy. At the extremes of it, there are drugs that we could give
use.
to these
That's the
children.
extreme.
But the drugs also have their own side effects and all that, and that will be done under the care of a specialist, not just anybody.
So if you have a child like that and it's being managed, is there a time when the child, as the child grows, does it reduce, or is it going to just be a lifestyle management thing?
Like I've said, it depends on the extent and how bad it is. Even when we say the child has ADHD, it depends on how bad it is with that child.
Wow, thank you so much, Doctor. I've learned so much today. I am so grateful for having this conversation with you. We really appreciate you being a part of the show today. Thank you so much.
Nice meeting you, thanks.
Okay, so I do hope, well, I'm so calm now. Like, I really felt like I was cool today. There's so much to learn and a lot of things that we have to notice with our kids, and don't generalize. Don't say that's what they do at this age. Let's pay particular attention to our kids. Oh, one thing I wanted to ask. you. Like if you had twins, could one be and the other not be?
It's possible, because we have different types of twins. When you talk twins, it has to do with
Fraternal
genetics.
okay.
No, I'm talking about genetics now. You have twins that come from the same egg.
Yeah.
You have twins that come from separate eggs.
Okay.
So the ones that come from separate eggs,